finally woke up one night and I heard chords. I was like, get up out of bed, go downstairs to the piano, and next thing I know, I wasn't sure what it was. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, 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 do-dum-dum. I don't even know what this is, but it's something. And the next thing I know, lyrics just like came out of nowhere on top of the chords. It just happened simultaneously. The idea of Lose Myself was about you going out to dance just on your own and not needing someone else to feel empowered or needing someone to dance with.
Tonight is the night we're gonna get lifted. Tonight is the night we're gonna get shifted. You feet on the dance floor. We breakfast and wanting more. Put the rhythm, put the punch on our flag. We need the way to turn.
When I first heard the Green Machine play my original song, I felt humbled. I felt an immense sense of joy, and I also felt an immense sense of pride. The Green Machine is NCAA's voted #1 pep band in the country. The Green Machine is a metaphor for the Mason spirit. It is the opportunity, it is the diversity, it is the innovation that Mason proudly wears every single day.
Watch the intonation on your app.
One of the sub-greatest joys that I have is education, because I realized how important it is to instill the arts in students. The arts enables us to think innovatively, to think creatively, and to bring different perspectives to the world that seems kind of bland at times. It is what makes us human, and that is the value in music, that is the value in art, and I will always be a proponent of that.
I love working in DC because it's just such a driven and busy city. People like George Washington and Martin Luther King, all these famous people have really changed our country, walked on these same streets, and it's really nice to think that I'm a part of that change as well. At the United States Institute of Peace, I'm a research assistant with public education. Even though USIP engages directly in conflict zones abroad, a part of its mandate is to educate the American public on international conflict and peace. We do so by providing American students, teachers, and the broader audience with different resources for them to learn about international conflict management, and also different ways that they can be peace builders within their communities. We have a responsibility to make sure that we're planting those seeds of peace, even if we're not going to see it for generations to come. My family immigrated to the United States back in the 1980s, shortly after the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. And so I was born and raised here in Northern Virginia. Growing up, it was really nice to get a mix of that tradition through food, through clothing, through music and entertainment, through the language, through religion. Food is a really big part of Afghan culture and Afghan heritage. We always have huge gatherings of big feasts of kebab and rice. Growing up in a family that's dealt with violent conflict and that's dealt with being refugees and immigration, it's helped me realize who I am, my interests, my academic goals, my career goals. Besides going to class, I am president of a club called Patriots for Peace. Patriots for Peace works to encourage Mason students to get involved in peace building in their communities and around the world. You don't have to be a conflict resolution major or a government major to get involved. You can build peace in your community through the skills that you bring. Even stopping a fight between two 5-year-olds at a lunch table in elementary school, that's important, and that's all a part of us moving towards a culture of peace, because what a culture of peace would do for the world is it would bring the most vulnerable voices to the table. That's important if we ever want to truly have a peaceful world.
My professors, they make you analyze. They don't believe in surface level answers. They want you to not only dig deeper into the material, but dig deeper into how it might affect your life. I feel that communication is important today because one, not everyone is able to voice their opinion or voice what they believe in. And with COM, we work on building those relationships and speaking for people. Mason is very diverse, whether it's the students here, whether it's their ethnic background, their religious background, their political beliefs. You can see the differences, but I feel like the differences make us stronger as students because you're able to see the different perspectives of how people look at the world. From after graduation, we're able to take those different perspectives that we've gained here and go out and do what we do best. Be innovative, be different, ask those difficult questions. The PAC is the Patriot Activities Council. We are a student-run organization that bridges the gap between various Mason communities by having awesome events that allow students the opportunity to make memories and build relationships. We try to have events that cater to the entire population. And even for people who don't speak up, we try to make sure that we cater to their voice as well. With my role as Director of Publicity, I am doing what I want to do in my future. I am having the opportunity to post on social media and create these promotional campaigns. And being able to see the amount of people that come out to the events, I know that I had an impact on that. So it gives me the motivation to know that what I'm learning and what I'm utilizing is actually working. Coming here at Mason, I have just found myself. I've joined all these different boards and I've joined all these different clubs, and they have made me me. So it gave me the opportunity to build these different skills and grow on my strengths and just become the person that I've always wanted to be. Now I do have a lot of growing to do, but I feel that I am in a comfortable place in my life.
I wake up around 6 a.m. to get ready for the day and shower and get dressed and hopefully be out the door by about 7:15 in the morning. The commute's incredibly easy. I either drive or I take the Mason shuttle to the Vienna Metro stop on the Orange Line, and then from there I'm able to just ride the Metro into downtown DC and end up at Capitol Hill. I'm currently interning with the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee on Capitol Hill. It's really exciting in that everyone knows of Capitol Hill and everyone knows of Congress and the general idea of what Congress does, but until you're actually there and seeing it up front and close, it's a completely different world. I've been able to do a lot of hands-on research and be a part of a lot of great meetings and communication with members of Congress and policymakers. All of the decisions that are made there have an impact on us and have an impact on how we live our lives, and it's been incredible to learn and to gain a better understanding of those impacts and how I can maybe play a role in being a part of those types of decisions in the future. The location really plays a key role in the type of professors we're able to have here in the government program. We have professors that are former members of Congress, former members of the FBI and CIA. Professor Victor, she came from Capitol Hill. That's where a lot of her experience is stemmed from, and her specialty is political networks, and my biggest interest within American politics is Congress. And so being able to learn from her, you can really feel her passion for Congress and for American politics, and it just makes me want to continue to hear her stories and her experiences. The fraternity that I found that I ended up joining was one that really helped me become who I am today and learning how to grow as a person and as a leader, including serving as president right now. We're able to focus on philanthropy, we're able to focus on brotherhood and just trying to help each other grow. being a part of a more modern university that's focusing on that growth all the time and focusing on being innovative and being different and pushing the limits. I would say that's what really puts Mason apart from a lot of the universities around it, and really is what incentivized me and motivated me to be a part of all of that growth and change as well.
One of my favorite uncles is a track coach for the Baltimore City Track Club. And up until that point, up until 8th grade, I'd only played soccer. But my uncle was taking his team to national championships in Iowa, and he needed a 4th leg on his 4x4 relay team because his other girl got sick. So we drove out in a van to Iowa, and that was my first time running track. And I happened to have the fastest time out of everyone else on my relay. So ever since then, 8th grade or so, I've been running around the track. I do like a challenge academically, athletically. I feel like nothing worth doing comes easily. So I'm glad that Mason has an honors college to give me a jump start on competitors in the job field or grad school. I think it gives me an edge on other students. I have been working on this project with my mentor, Dr. Ahn, to measure the effect of wastewater on various wetland species. This project pretty much entails applying the wastewater weekly or bi-weekly and taking measurements of the plants to see how they grow, height-wise, diameter-wise, and seeing what effect wastewater does have on wetland species, in hopes that in the areas where wetlands are drying out due to the crazy climate, maybe wastewater could be used to refill it, as opposed to rainwater, which we have to wait for. So maybe wastewater can be used as a supplemental water source. Managing the environment is really important because we only have so much on our planet. So I really see the importance of being sustainable with all of our actions. It's important not to take too many trees, take too much water, or take too many wildlife species out of the ecosystems, because it will throw off the balance that the Earth is currently at right now. I really like running track at George Mason because of the great team environment. It's really nice to eat together as a team. We really spend all the moments that really matter together. Practice, eating, study hall. That's why I definitely consider us like a family. The Mason Track and Field team is definitely one of the most award-winning teams on this campus. We travel all over the nation, and they're starting to see George Mason as a track team to be threatened by. I definitely believe that with everything I do, it could only be done at Mason. It's such a unique school that they have support in every branch of the university. The athletics department is such a support system, my academic staff. Everyone here just wants you to excel and do your best.